What's up, Cowboys Nation? Big-time developments are coming out of Frisco, Texas, and this is not a drill. Amari Cooper. Yes, that Amari Cooper has officially been spotted entering Dallas Cowboys headquarters at the Star, and all signs point to a 4-year deal about to be inked that would reunite the Pro Bowl wide receiver with the team that made him a household name across the NFL. The Cowboys community has been buzzing ever since the footage surfaced, and the reaction across sports media, fan forums, and even from former players has been electric. So let's break this down, because this isn't just a reunion, it could be a power move that shifts the trajectory of the 2025 NFL season and redefines what the Cowboys offense looks like moving forward. First, let's rewind the clock just a bit. Amari Cooper was originally traded to the Cowboys in the middle of the 2018 season from the then Oakland Raiders in exchange for a first-round pick. At the time, the move was controversial, but it proved to be a game-changer. Cooper immediately transformed the offense, giving Dak Prescott a legitimate WR1 option, and helping open up the entire playbook. In his first full season with the Cowboys in 2019, Cooper posted over 1,100 receiving yards and 8 touchdowns, forming an instant connection with Dak and quickly becoming one of the most reliable targets in the NFC. His route running, body control, and football IQ set him apart, and his ability to make tough catches in tight coverage made life a whole lot easier for the Cowboys quarterback and coaching staff. He was selected to multiple Pro Bowls and was a cornerstone of the team's aerial attack, a true leader both on and off the field. But then came 2022. The Cowboys, dealing with mounting salary cap pressure, made the difficult decision to trade Cooper to the Cleveland Browns, mainly to free up space and restructure their roster. It was a move that many fans questioned at the time, and even more regret today, especially considering the offensive inconsistencies that plagued Dallas following his departure. While Cooper went on to post back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons in Cleveland, continuing to prove his worth as a top-tier wide receiver in the league, the Cowboys struggled to find a consistent second option behind CeeDee Lamb. Michael Gallup battled injuries and inconsistency, and young prospects like Jalen Tolbert and Simi Fehoko were just not ready to step up into full-time roles. Meanwhile, in Cleveland, Cooper became one of the few reliable offensive weapons for the Browns, particularly during a time when quarterback instability and coaching turnover made it difficult for the team to find its rhythm. Yet Cooper still produced, proving that he could thrive in multiple systems and with different quarterbacks under center. Fast forward to 2025, and the wide receiver market has evolved. Receivers are getting paid top dollar, and the Cowboys have found themselves once again at a crossroads. With CeeDee Lamb entering his prime and due for a major contract extension, the Cowboys need to balance future investments while also maintaining a competitive roster in the short term. And that's where Amari Cooper comes back into the picture. Rumors began swirling early in the offseason about a potential interest from both sides. Insider reports hinted that Cooper and his representatives were interested in a reunion, and Jerry Jones himself didn't rule out the possibility when asked during an offseason presser. It was always going to come down to timing, need, and dollars, and now, all three have aligned. Reports now indicate that Cooper is not only in Dallas but inside the facility with Cowboys front office personnel, hammering out a potential 4-year deal that would bring him back into the fold and likely position him as a company WR1 alongside CeeDee Lamb. What makes this move so important isn't just nostalgia, it's strategic. The Cowboys have struggled to find offensive balance since Cooper's departure, especially when defenses shift coverages to focus solely on Lamb. Cooper's return would immediately command defensive attention, making it more difficult for opposing coordinators to game plan and doubling up one side of the field. It opens up more space for Lamb, allows Dak Prescott to go through his progressions with more confidence, and gives head coach Mike McCarthy more options when designing plays. Add in a potentially healthy run game and the pieces start to fit into place for a dynamic, balanced attack that could give the Cowboys a legitimate shot at a deep playoff run this season. But let's talk about what this deal might look like. Cooper is 30 years old, not past his prime, but certainly entering the veteran phase of his career. He's not expected to command the same monster contract he got in 2020 when the Cowboys gave him 5 years, $100 million. This new deal is likely to be structured to balance guaranteed money with team flexibility, possibly averaging somewhere around $16 to $18 million per year, depending on incentives and structure. This would make sense given the current market and Cooper's consistent performance, while still giving Dallas room to extend players like Lamb and Micah Parsons in the near future. So, what does this mean for Dak Prescott? For starters, it could be huge. One of Dak's most statistically efficient stretches came when Cooper was on the field. The two had instant chemistry, and Cooper's ability to read defenses and adjust routes mid-play allowed Dak to take more calculated risks and stretch the field. That's something the Cowboys haven't had consistently in Cooper's absence, and his return could reignite the kind of offensive rhythm that defined the 2019 campaign when Dallas was one of the league's most explosive teams. Beyond the X's and O's, Cooper brings veteran leadership that cannot be understated. This is a locker room that still leans heavily on players like Zach Martin, DeMarcus Lawrence, and Dak for leadership, but adding another seasoned pro who understands the culture, expectations, and pressure of playing in Dallas can only help. For young receivers like Tolbert, Fehoko, or any incoming rookies, having someone like Cooper in the room to model preparation, work ethic, and professionalism could be invaluable. And let's not ignore the fan reaction. Social media lit up the moment the footage of Cooper entering the Cowboys HQ hit the internet. Cowboys Twitter exploded with speculation, support, and plenty of welcome back, co-op messages. Reddit threads went wild with fans dissecting every frame of the video, from the expression on his face to the person opening the door for him. It's clear the fans are excited, and for good reason. Cooper was never disliked in Dallas. His departure was seen more as a necessary evil than a falling out, and the idea of bringing him back has always lingered in the minds of fans who watched his precision route running and clutch plays light up at NT Stadium. Now, all eyes are on the Cowboys front office. Signing Cooper to a reasonable 4-year deal would send a clear message: Dallas is in win-now mode. They're not just building for the future, they want to compete right now. And in the loaded NFC, where teams like the 49ers, Lions, and Eagles continue to strengthen, this move could be what gives the Cowboys the edge. From a strategic standpoint, this addition could allow the Cowboys to be more creative offensively. Cooper can line up on the outside, in the slot, and even motion across formations to create mismatches. Combined with Lamb's versatility and the developing talent of tight end Jake Ferguson, offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer has the potential to design a multi-dimensional passing attack that keeps defenses guessing. Add in a two-headed backfield and some improved O-line play, and suddenly you're talking about an offense that can punch with the best of them. Ultimately, the return of Amari Cooper to the Cowboys isn't just about bringing back a familiar face. It's about righting a wrong. It's about giving Dak Prescott another legitimate weapon. It's about sending a signal to the league that the Cowboys are ready to make a real push. This isn't just a headline. It's a move that could define the next chapter of Cowboys football. So keep your eyes glued to the ticker, Cowboys Nation, because the pen is about to hit paper, the jerseys are about to be printed, and the number 19 might be making its way back to the IT turf. Let us know in the comments, do you like this move? Is this the piece Dallas needs to finally make that NFC championship run? Or is it a nostalgia move that might backfire? Hit that like button if you want Cooper back in Big D, subscribe for more breaking Cowboys content, and don't forget to ring that bell so you don't miss the next big update. This is one of those moments where Cowboys history might just be writing its next chapter right before our eyes.